What's up, everybody? A little Heisman Reacts here. I'm also watching the President's Cup, so that's why I'm going to be pacing around a little bit. I hope you don't mind. First and foremost, congratulations to Joe Burrow. I mean, what an amazing year he had and the journey that he had. He deserved it. The margin of victory, obviously, was incredible. Before I go too far, I just want to share how I voted, since we can now do that publicly as a Heisman voter. I voted Joe Burrow number 1. I voted Justin Fields number 2, and I voted Chase Young number 3. It was really difficult for me at 2 and 3 because I wanted to include Jalen Hurts. I wanted to include Jonathan Taylor, and it didn't fall that way. Justin Fields and what he did with only 1 interception, I saw him so many times. Chase was so dominant. I just felt like because of the fact that Chase's defense, in a game in which he played great, really stopped Jonathan Taylor in October, that's why I gave him the nod. And then the turnovers for Hurts is what ultimately, for me, kept him off of my ballot and why I put Fields on my ballot. But again, I mean, you are splitting hairs there at 2 and 3, but I think it was pretty easy to know and vote for who was going to be number 1, which was Joe Burrow. He was absolutely tremendous. So that's how I voted. And then, hey, by the way, guys, life lesson here. How about Joe Burrow, who takes what could be viewed as a failure and his opportunity that didn't come at Ohio State because he got beat out by Dwayne Haskins, and he just turns it into his favor. And he goes right down south. He goes to LSU, and he ends up having a remarkable career. I mean, he was good last year. He was great this year. And he has done so much for himself, for that program, obviously put them in that number 1 seed, very deserved there. They're tremendous, there's no doubt. And they're going to have quite the road towards the national championship. That might even end up with them playing a pseudo home game there in New Orleans for the national championship. But his path, to me, just speaks to his perseverance, his integrity, his character. We all can learn a little bit from Joe Burrow. One of the things that I think is so apparent is that he didn't allow, and by the way, neither did Jalen Hurts or even a guy like Justin Fields, but he didn't allow someone to define him from the outside. He wanted to write his story, and so that's why he ends up at LSU doing such an amazing job. One of the things that I really love about Burrow is that he's gotten better and better and better and better during the course of his career, in particular with his pocket presence, his ability to get the ball out on time, his ability to throw it on target. He's very accurate. He is the real deal. And when you're looking forward towards the draft, I think Burrow has actually played himself into really the top quarterback on the draft board. I'll be really surprised if he's not the first quarterback taken in the draft. I think Chase Young's the best prospect in the draft, but as far as best quarterbacks, I think that you're looking at Joe Burrow. So wouldn't shock me at all if he goes number 1 overall. He's done that well. You cannot say anything bad about him when you evaluate his tape. The singing you hear in the background, by the way, I'm getting some Christmas songs from my son, Sam. Hey, Sam, do you want to say hello? Say hello. Hi. That's so good. Last thing that I wanted to touch on really quickly is that if you look at what he has the chance to do here in the next couple of games is really solidify that position when you're talking about what he could do in his next stop in the NFL. Remember, he runs an absolute NFL offense from Joe Brady, who brings in that Saint-style passing attack. I think he's going to be a really hard pass if you're a team, especially with the number 1 pick. If you need a quarterback, I think that Joe is going to be, at least at this point on my draft board, the best quarterback available on the board. So kudos to Joe Burrow. Well done, man. Well done. Really happy for you. Way to write your own story in the end. All the Heisman finalists, well done. You did an awesome job this year. It was so much fun watching all of you. I covered each and every one of you outside of Burrow a lot this year, and you guys were absolutely fantastic. So well done on getting to New York. Jonathan Taylor, I wish you would have been there. You deserved it, man. It's one of the things that I'm going to be sick with myself over really throughout history now, is that on this ballot, I didn't have a chance to put Jonathan Taylor on that ballot. But that was my reasoning. And again, Burrow, well done, dude. Well done.
For the best access, perspective, and personalities in all of sports, follow us at Fox Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.